If later sectum of an ellipse is half of its minor axis, one ellipse is there, its later sectum is half of its minor axis, then find eccentricity. How do we solve this? What is later sectum of ellipse formula? Semi-later sectum.
Semi-minor axis square by semi-major axis.
2b square, that is semi-minor axis square by semi-major axis. 2b square by a, that is later sectum of the ellipse. Is means equal to half of its minor axis. What is half of minor axis? Half of its minor axis, that is b, right? Minor axis is 2b. Half of minor axis means b. So you cancel this. What we get? A is equal to 2b. Or we can say b by a is equal to half. Anything. What is E square formula? We have to find eccentricity. So we'll write E square is equal to 1 minus smaller one semi-minor axis square divided by larger one semi-major axis square. 1 minus, this is b by a whole square. E square is 1 minus 1 by 2 whole square, which is 1 minus 1 by 4, that is 3 by 4. So eccentricity would be root 3 by 2. Okay. One more question. If distance between directrices of an ellipse is thrice the distance between the foci. Thrice the distance between the foci. Find eccentricity. Even if you take ellipse like this, if this is center, this is one end of major axis. This distance will always be a. And a definition is what it is: semi-major axis, half of major axis length. A into eccentricity, that would be distance between center and focus. Distances will not change, the coordinates may change. All right. Coordinates of focus may, this is a by e, then you will get foot of the directrix. Distance will be like this always. Okay, you go like this, this is a units, then go b square by a, you will reach one end of later sectum. So semi-later sectum is b square by a. All right. Vishwak, we were saying
that E equal to 1 by root 3, sir.
Okay, so distance between directrices how much? 2a by e.
2A.
Directrices. 2a is distance between later sectum.
Yes, sir.
Is thrice the distance between foci. Okay, thrice the distance between foci. That is 2a. 2a cancel. So 1 by e is equal to 3e. That means 1 by 3 is equal to e square. So what is eccentricity? 1 by root 3. That's it. All right. One more question also there. We'll do that. If eccentricity of ellipse is 5 by 8, distance between foci is 10. Find later sectum of the ellipse. Find later sectum means length of later sectum of the ellipse. Distance between foci means 2ae, that is 10. Eccentricity is given as 5 by 8. Okay, so 2 5s, that is 10. So a value comes out to be 8. A value is 8. E value I know. What is latest sectum? 2b square by a. So that is 2 into b square by 8. So answer is b square by 4. But what is b square formula? A square into 1 minus e square. A square into 1 minus 5 by 8 whole square. Multiply with 8 square, you get 8 square minus 8 square cancel. 8 square minus 5 square. What is 8 square minus 5 square? 64 minus 24, 40, right? So is it 39? 39 by 4. That is length of letter segment. Okay, so these kind of things we have to know. And let's see one more question. For the parabola, for the ellipse, x square by 4 plus y square by 3 is equal to 1. Find everything. Okay, find.
Sir, in the above question, can't we find b value by substituting 1 minus b square by a square equal to 5 by 8?
Yes, we can find. This is same only, no?
Okay,
B
sir.
what this is same as saying e square is equal to 1 minus b square by a square. Same thing. All right. So find foci, foot of directrices. Okay. Latus, plural of latus rectum is latus recta. Okay. And find. So okay, find these things. In fact, find everything for this ellipse. So first we should start with what? This is in which form directly? Standard form, x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Where a square value, this is a square value. Is it a or a square? Yes, this is in the form of x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. So where a square is greater than b square, it exactly fits this description. All right. So we understand that a square is 4, b square is 3. From here I get a value 2. From here I get b value root 3. What is e square? 1 minus b square by a square, which is 1 minus 3 by 4, which is 1 by 4. That means eccentricity value 1 by 2. What other distances are important? AE, A by E. Let's calculate them. AE. A is 2, E is half. AE is 1. Okay. What about A by E? A is 2 divided by half, which is 4. One more distance that is important is B square by A, semi-latus rectum. B square. Root 3 whole square divided by A. That is 3 by 2. Now we have all the distances. Okay. For this, what is major axis and minor axis? Okay. Major axis and minor axis. See, one simple technique I tell you, which we are going to explore in the second lecture of the ellipse, much more. This technique you have to remember. Technique is this. Denominator, whichever quantity is larger. See, make right side 1. Denominator, which quantity is larger? 4 is larger, right? Its numerator, what is there? X square is there. Equate this to 0, you will get equation of minor axis. Okay. Here more is there. So numerator, if you equate to 0, it is not major axis equation. It is minor axis equation. Reverse. Denominator more means numerator, when you equate to 0, you will get lesser one equation. Right? Here 3 is there. That is lesser quantity when compared with 4. So its numerator, when you equate to 0, you will get major axis equation. Right? So what is the equation of major axis? Y is equal to 0. Minor axis, that is x equal to 0. Okay. Now let's write everything about this. Ellipse. Always start with major axis, minor axis. Got major axis and minor axis. Where they are intersecting, one is y is equal to 0, another one is x equal to 0. They are intersecting at the point. This is center. Center to focus, what is the distance? Let's write distances here. A is 1, A is 2, A by E is 4. b square by a is 3 by 2. These are the distances which we have found. So center to focus AE distance, that is 1 unit. So what would be coordinates of focus? 1, 0. Okay. Center to one end of minor axis, how much distance? 2 units. What would be coordinates of this point? 2, 0. Center to foot of the directrix, 4 units distance. That means this point, foot of the directrix, that is 4, 0. So what is the equation of directrix? X equal to, it's a vertical line passing through 4, 0. So x equal to 4. All right. So these things we should understand. These distances are important. Don't by heart coordinates. Okay. What about of my latest sectum? This distance is 3 by 2. This distance. So this is 1, 3 by 2. What about the other end?
1 comma minus
This
3 by
one.
2.
Minus 3 by 2. Okay. This is root 3 units. So what are ends of minor axis? 0, root 3. This is 0, minus root 3. Another focus that will also be at 1 unit. So this is minus 1, 0. Other end of major axis, minus 2, 0. Another foot of the directrix, minus 4, 0. So this is x equal to minus 4. All right. So what about the equation of the latest sectum? What about the equation of this line? And the equation of this line?
Equal to 3 by 2. X equal to 1.
X equal to 1. Okay. What about tangent at vertex here? Tangent at vertices. Vertices means what? Ends of major axis, right? Tangent at vertices would be x equal to 2 and x equal to minus 2. Right. So these things, okay, other ends of latest sectum, this will also be 3 by 2 semi latest sectum. So this is minus 1, 3 by 2. This is minus 1, minus 3 by 2. So like this. Okay, this is about standard equation of the ellipse. Okay, in the next class, we are going to discuss second definition. Okay, from there we will see different ellipse equations.